and happy Sunday, everybody. Saturday, Sunday, Saturday. Happy July 3rd. I hope everyone's doing well and having a good weekend. Over here in America, it's 4th of July weekend, and I know from talking to some of you already that some people in some other countries are also doing some things to celebrate this weekend. So have a wonderful weekend, first of all. But second of all, welcome to our very first weekly daily brick limit update stream of the July 2021 challenge. We're going to bring my wonderful co-host and co-sponsor Brickanista in here for just a second, and we're going to sort of talk through the first week together. No problem, TRA Company says, I have been slacking. Don't worry about it. You got all month. 10 entries, of course, of the 31 days of the month of June. So no worries at all. We're just glad that you're participating and joining our community with us. Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Awesome.
I'm a little tired. We just finished the mock improv, so it's really wiped from that, but so good to be here.
Awesome. It's glad to have you here. And I think it's really cool that you guys just pulled this off. This Instagram stream, which you'll be able to watch on my Instagram channel later, is also going on Brickanista's YouTube channel. And while you're there, you should definitely check out the mock improv they just did. Do you want to give us a quick rundown of how that worked and what to expect if you decide to do another one in the future?
Hey, Brick Cove and Chief Brick Geek and everybody else. Lego Space Geek says hello. Yeah, we just finished a 90-minute build-off where it's called mock improv, hashtag MOC improv. And oh, Lil Scrap, thank you, Lil Scrap, for participating too. So we had 5 builders, so myself and 4 of my buddies, Alexander 23, Debo, Cornado, and Brickworm. And the 5 of us took CMFs from the Looney Tunes series. So we spun the wheel for characters. Then we asked the audience for a location, and we put all of those locations and spun the wheel for that. And then we spun the wheel for the activity. And so it ended up being our CMFs had to be in a house of mirrors with a bunch of clowns. So each one of us interpreted that differently.
Wow.
And in 90 minutes, we had to build on a 16 by 16 plate. And it was so much fun. And we just finished. We started at 10 o'clock and we finished about 12:15. So I've had a little bit of a break before coming on here, but it was so much fun. If you have a chance to take a look on my YouTube channel, we just finished and you can see some of these amazing builds. I was really humbled and learned a lot from my fellow builders too. It was great.
I'm starting to see some pictures of some of those mocks roll in on Instagram as well. So definitely check out those folks that participated that Brickanista mentioned and check out what they did.
Yeah. Hashtag mock improv. It's a lot of fun.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad that in your busy day with so much intensity of building going on that you were able to take, a moment to tune in to our daily brick limit community. We're only on day 3 here, but I think that we're off to a pretty good start, don't you?
Oh, absolutely. And I'm so glad we started doing it daily again, because we've had a lot of really good comments from people around the world. And I, for example, I just posted one of Super Sewer Baby with the little rainbow poop.
Yes.
And some people were saying, I didn't even know that piece existed. and other people have been posting different photos have been really inspirational. One of my favorites was the photobomb one of Liz's head. So Liz, the little character, is 2 pieces, but if you count the hair, it's 3 pieces. So Brickworm put it as a photobomb, so it's just her head and the hair, and it was just brilliant. So it's just lots of fun seeing the creativity that's coming out from these challenges.
I'm glad that you mentioned the Liz photobomb one, because that's one of the ones that I wanted to bring up. For everyone that's new to our community, the Daily Brick Limit community, one thing that we love doing in our weekly updates, that they're going to be on Saturdays this month, but one thing we love doing is just sort of looking back and sharing some of our favorite builds that we've seen so far in the challenge. And that was one that stood out to me, was Brickworm's Liz photobomb, which, by the way, she added a copy of it with a green background so that you can add a photobombing Liz to any photo that you want to.
Oh, I didn't notice that. Oh,
yes.
Great.
Yeah, she posted that today right before her day 3 post. So that was a lot of fun.
Oh, cool. Cool. Yeah,
I'm going to
definitely.
experiment with something here and see if I can manage to. I know at one point it seemed like they were sort of pilot testing being able to share an Instagram post in a live stream, but I haven't been able to make that work. So I'm going to try pulling some of these up on my
Oh yeah.
computer here.
Yeah.
So
That that's perfect. That's great. Maybe I have my ThinkPad close by. I can maybe see if I can pull some up too.
welcome, Miss Slobricta. Thanks for tuning in
Hey,
today.
Miss Ricta, how are you?
Now, a quick
Yeah,
reminder
and
for
that was
anybody that might be new, because there are a couple things that I've had to, comment here and there just as some reminders. Really quickly, just to go over what makes you eligible for the prize giveaway, just to make sure that everyone knows. Make sure that every post has hashtag. Oh my goodness, has hashtag daily brick limit in the post, because that's how we find all of them, share them with everybody else. If that hashtag is not there, it's not hashtag daily brick build, it's hashtag daily brick limit. If that hashtag is not there, we're not going to find your post, and we want to be able to share as many as possible. Second of all, somewhere in your very first post, please tag the two of us, Joriel Builds and Brickanista, and follow the two of us, because that's how we stay in touch with you and make note that you are participating in this. And then finally, for prize eligibility, we want you to participate in at least 10 days out of the month. And if you can check off those 3 boxes, then you'll be added to our prize wheel at the end of the month for one of the 3 gift cards we're giving away.
That's right. And I think too, the other thing that's been interesting is that depending on who you are, some people find the smaller builds harder to do versus some other people find the longer or more quantity builds harder to do. So you only have to do 10 in the month. So if you think you're one of those people who does a better job with more pieces to work with, then, you can certainly wait. You don't have to post right away. But we do want to make sure that you have 10. And Chief Brick Geek already has his 31 build already done. And I did the same
Nice.
thing. Sometimes I would build something, and to get it just right, I needed a few more pieces. So I would just put that on the shelf and say, okay, I'm going to have to build something else for maybe day 12, and I'm going to keep that for day 15. So feel free to, experiment and see what you have. And if you already have some lined up, I've been getting feedback from people that some people have theirs already mapped out for the entire month. So it's like they already know what they're going to build.
Yeah, that's one thing that I had to do back in January was just start building things. I had a little checklist, not exactly of what I wanted to build on each day, but a little checklist of just some small things that I wanted to build in general. And then I built
Right.
them and counted the pieces afterwards. Like I had the Super Swaddle Baby Super Sub that I made in January. That is something that I just built just for fun, and noticed that it
Mm-hmm.
had 29 bricks, so I plugged that into day 29. So that's one of the strategies that you might have to use along the way. Also, just while we're talking about mapping out your builds, a quick reminder I wanted to give to everybody is that there are no real requirements for theming or continuity. It all depends on how you personally want to do it, because I've seen all of the different variations already on day 3. One of the things that you can do is pick some sort of a theme to go from day to day. Just like Dawn from Lego Masters, Miss Slobricta has her holidays that she does every day. You can pick something like that. One member I wanted to shout out already, who one of the very first posts, and it just had me, it had me in stitches on day 1. Lego ICT Dad has this wonderful series that they do about the USA States Brick Challenge, where they create the states of the USA using Lego bricks. And
Oh,
they
nice.
incorporated that theme into the daily brick limit from day 1. So day 1, you
Nice.
get Colorado. I
Right.
thought it was perfect. And then day 2 is Wyoming, and day
Right.
3 is Florida. So
Florida.
they have a theme that's ongoing, and it interacts with the theme that they already have going on their own channel. So
Yeah.
I thought that was great.
And
But
just another shout out to Ms. Slobricta. She says she has 7 builds done already. And she's been doing this since the first of the year. So, and this was
yes,
before she was a Lego Master. So she was known here before she was known on Lego Master Season 2. I wanted to shout out this one too. This one is Brick Studio 32. And this one is day 3 with the stare down of
yes.
Grogu with the frog. And the frog's gonna lose.
So,
So
so much storytelling with just 3 pieces. They're
yeah,
just deadlocked, and there's so much tension and conflict right there.
yes, it's so great.
Now, one of our new members of our DBL community. Also, welcome Teach to Kinder. We're glad you're here, and thank you for tuning in today.
Yay.
We've loved seeing your builds so far.
Yes, thank you, Teach to Kinder.
One of the other strategies you can use as you go from day to day is simply to build something new each day. Most of my builds are something new every day. And one of our brand new members who just joined today, this is Brighton Bricks, is a great example of that because they posted the first 3 days all in one post. They posted a single,
Oh, okay.
their day 1 brick, hang on, sorry. I'm trying to figure this out on the computer. Day 1, day 2, day 3,
Nice.
every day is something new. So that's a
Yeah.
different strategy that you can use, is just to start with a blank slate every day.
And here's another one I want to shout out. This is from Double Bricks, and this one is the sushi.
Yes.
Like a sushi platter, which it's interesting because a lot of the people have been posting either little minifigs, like the single dogs, for example, and things like that. And then this one has some dot pieces that I wasn't aware of. So now I'm like on the hunt for those sushi pieces.
Oh, yes. I
Even though I'm a
love
vegan now, but it's still very, very cool.
I love the
So thank
wasabi
you.
green of that plate.
Yes.
Um,
Here, show that
and
again.
it's definitely, talking about just some of our favorite things that we see. One of my favorite things about January that I feel has already been dialed up this month. Welcome, Travel Extreme. One of
Hey,
my
Travel
favorite
Extreme.
things is people sharing pieces I've never seen before. And that's one of the ways that
Right.
you can learn about Lego through this experience is, holy cannolis, I've never seen the sushi tile before, or,
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Or mixing up things. Like I want to shout out to the Brick Cove, the Kovaches, that this dog with the cape that we have, the superhero we didn't know we needed.
Oh, yes.
I just love that. So, and I asked them if they've named him or her or them. So, yeah, we need a name to go with this superhero dog.
Absolutely. Now, the third strategy I want to talk about theming and continuity from day to day, and this is one that you don't see as often, but it's also very cool, is working towards a composite build that each day builds on top of, where it's not just a theme from day to day, but you're one brick closer towards building up a complete build. So these posts are from one of our other new members of our community, the Brickland. And
Oh, cool.
there's some cool things about this that I really love. Day 1 is the plant piece. Day 2, they've added it to the ground. And day
Mm-hmm.
3, they end with the question, what could I be building in the corner? And even though they're adding one brick to the same build every day, it's a really cool way to sort of build up suspense and
Mm-hmm.
to keep people like intrigued with what direction is this going in? What is this going to end up being? And what
Right.
journey are they taking us on? So it's really up to you. You can do a mix. You can do all sorts of things, something new every day, maybe a theme take a week out of the month and do a specific theme. It's totally up to you. There are no set rules. I just want to make sure that nobody feels that they are stuck doing one thing versus the other,
Right.
So I wanted to just be clear about
And
that.
you can have a callback too. So the Brick Cove just mentioned that the superhero dog that I just showed does not have a name, but they're taking suggestions. So feel free to reach out to them and give them suggestions in the chat. And then also, give them comments. But, it'd be great to see superhero dog come back later in the month too. And then did you see this one? the Easter Island one.
Yes, that one is
Two
brilliant.
pieces. This was great. This one is from Brick 387, who I also think is new. And just seeing it looks like a mixel joint with a clip hinge, maybe?
It looks like one of the new stud shooters that they have on a lot of the Star Wars builds.
Ah, well, I was really impressed by this. Like I said, it's only two pieces, and you have an Easter Island figure. And it's great seeing the different perspectives of people. And the other thing I've noticed is that some people have been doing a breakdown where they'll take the pieces and separate them out. And feel free to do that, but don't feel like you have to do that. And so somebody did, I think it was Brick Princess Buttercup, who took her first piece and said, and here's my breakdown of the one piece.
Yes. If you want to pull up that build really quick, I have one that I'd love to share, but not that one, but that one, because that had a really cool technique in it.
Oh, okay. Princess Brick Buttercup or Brick Princess Buttercup.
While you're pulling that up, I wanted to pull up another one by Ninja Lego Masters. This is by AJ and Mum of Ninja Lego Masters. Here's a build that's just three separate pieces. They don't even interlock. It's just three separate pieces. But just looking at this started setting some music off in my head. And I instantly started thinking about the Indiana Jones theme. And I was like, this is a great way to just sort of tell a story with just a few bricks, is by, you know, putting bricks together that feel like they imply a story really strongly, and just letting the imagination of the audience fill in the blanks and do the rest of the work.
And this one is mixed media. So this is a single piece. This is from Brick Princess Buttercup in Australia. And she drew this bird, and then she showed drawings of the bird. And then this is the breakdown, because it's only one piece.
Lego Space Geek S says that the hashtag we'll be using for that is hashtag DBL parts breakdown. I like it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we could do that. But I thought it was great that, you know, and she even said she felt it was kind of humorous to do a one-piece build breakdown.
I thought that's
but
great.
But that is a nice piece. That little lantern piece, yeah.
I really love the mixed media approach, and I encourage everybody to experiment with that if that's something you're interested in. She took the one piece that represented the cage, but then she drew the bird herself, and it was really cool. So I was blown away.
And here's another one. Since we're talking about Brick Princess Buttercup, this is her three-piece build, and you see how she put a shadow as well. So she used kind of like a shadow puppet, and then she also put bird on a wire, and she did the breakdown of the three pieces that she used.
That is cool.
So yeah, so I think that if we want to start doing the parts breakdown, you know, if you wanted to do that, it should also be in the same post though as the daily brick limit one. But if you wanted to do a breakdown, and then that way people can see the breakdowns for the different posts, yeah, that would be great. I think that's a great suggestion.
Here's another, I guess you could call this a mixed media one, from another one of our new members who we're thrilled to have participating with us. This is Miss Lego Brain from Cambridge, Massachusetts. And today's post she did is of the MBTA Red Line train. So she took the transit map of the train and then added a little 3-brick Lego train to the map. And anything that you can find like that to sort of incorporate your build with something, you know, in the real world like that, I think is really cool. So,
and it's so much fun to seeing different people's perspectives. And I think we also got a lot of comments on different parts that maybe we don't see as much of. And I'm trying to look for Matthew Builds Bricks, that he posted a cat, which was the cat from, I think, one of the Disney ones.
Right.
I'm trying to remember which one it was, so I'm looking for it now. But yeah, here it is. So I have never seen this cat before. This is the cat, the evil cat Lucifer from Cinderella.
Oh.
Have you seen this cat before?
I have not, but now that you say that, it makes perfect sense that that's Lucifer from Cinderella.
Yeah. And I didn't even know they had Cinderella in the, the Disney line because I keep seeing Frozen and Moana and some of the other ones, and Cinderella is classic, right? So the
Absolutely.
fact that, now I've got this little cat I'm going to have to look for because look at that look on its face.
Oh yeah.
You're just like going, that cat is up to something,
I'd love to
right?
take that cat and then like one of those Lego fish pieces and just like day
Or
two.
you have the cat and Grogu and the frog.
Yeah.
Like it's a showdown. Which one is going to get the
Yes, it's
frog,
just a
right?
line. You're definitely
Yeah,
going to see some new pieces come out of this. And we've already talked about this today, that that's one of the cool things about this is seeing the
yeah,
pieces that other people have that you didn't even know existed. But it's
right.
also a cool way to sort of get, more acquainted with some of the other lines and series that Lego has out there. Like I think this is the first time that we've done this since video launched. And Red's
Yeah.
Bricks post for today was the, I'm sure he has an
Yes,
actual name, the
it's
ice
the
cream
ice
character.
cream boy, right?
Yes,
The saxophone player.
the ice cream boy from video. So,
Yeah.
we're going to start seeing. That's one of the cool things about doing this again is we're going to start seeing bricks and minifigures and pieces and characters that weren't available in January when we did this last time.
That's true. Have you seen this Duplo one? This is from Jennifer Jam Jam, A full.
Yes, yes, I loved it.
I think these new Duplo prints have been so much fun, and I'm going to probably get the one with the panda because
Yes,
there's a Duplo panda, I think, animal train that I need to get. But this is so cute, and it's just amazing that this and Jennifer Jam Jam Afol, I think, is a new person too who just joined us. So happy to have you along. And now I have a new appreciation for Duplo as well. Oh, hey, Femme from the block. How are you?
welcome,
And
everybody.
Sabato, I think. Yeah, Sabato, or is it Sebud Aloha? It's hard to read because it starts fading after
Yeah,
you join.
it's hard to keep up with
Well,
everyone.
welcome. Yeah.
I sort of like you were saying with that one. I love seeing posts with bricks and pieces from sets or from lines or series or whatever the official term is that I just don't have a lot of experience with. And I've already talked to a few people that have been bringing back some of like the older, more discontinued pieces.
Hmm.
One that I absolutely love that I saw today was from Matthew Builds Bricks, and the caption reads, "Fee Fi Fo Fun, the evil giant Belleville girl." And he has
Oh,
one of the Belleville figures in his post up next to one of the nano figs,
oh my
and
goodness. It's
I think it's
huge.
great because I don't really have any experience with that. I've talked to people about Belleville this week and Scala and all sorts of stuff that I don't have as
Well,
much experience with.
this one reminded me of you. This is from a Rob Zick Family Lego. And when I saw
Yay!
this, I immediately thought of you.
I
And
need
if
that
there was
piece.
a coat of arms, this would be your coat of arms.
I love it. That would be amazing. I got the little blue treble clef brick from the Poppy Trolls 2 World Tour polybag last year,
Hmm.
and I actually used that in my daily brick limit in August of last year. But I'm glad to. I always love seeing the new music themed pieces that come out.
Yeah. Yeah, this was really sweet. And this one, the story behind this one was Rob Zick Family Lego. Music is a big part of his life. And so that's why, a lot of these pieces, when you look at them, you think, oh, treble clef, but it has meaning to the person. And that's why it's also important to read the comments about, the description about those particular pieces.
Absolutely. And on that note, I'm trying to find one of the builds from Teach to Kinder because they had a really, really thoughtful caption this week. And this is definitely, I mean, I always love seeing everything from Teach to Kinder, from Matilda and her mother, but I'm definitely going to be trying to follow their builds this week because every
Is
build
this
they're doing.
one?
They're working on representing Matilda's grandfather with the pieces that they
Um,
choose, and I think that I thought it was really thoughtful. And
this one too, the flag.
yes,
And it talks about how her father served in the U.S. Air Force for 21 years,
yes,
and I think retired as I think a master sergeant. So it sounds very similar to my dad. My dad served in the Air Force for 9 years, and also he was a canine handler too. So there's a lot of really cool information here,
yeah.
and yeah, this is great. And thank you so much for sharing those personal stories with us, because that means a lot too. So thank you.
Yeah, that's another thing that was awesome about January was hearing people's perspectives and how their perspective shows through with Lego and with their builds and their creativity. So, definitely shout out to Teach to Kinder for your thoughtful builds. And just a reminder to everybody, read the comments and read the posts instead of just looking at the pictures, because we always want to challenge ourselves to create as much story as we can just with a single photo of a few bricks, but sometimes there's some really important stories that come out in the actual captions as well. So keep your eyes peeled.
And here's another one with placement of the bricks with a photo to enhance it. And this one was like the cherry piece and this is a 2-piece build, but because it's next to a flower, it enhances the photo even more that it's collectively together. So that's from Lego Why Not? So thank you for that too. I think that's Annabelle, right?
One of my favorite techniques in this challenge is reinterpreting bricks as different things. We saw the Colorado build that was great. We saw the Easter Island head that was so well done. Another one that really stood out to me is from Bricole, who I think might be participating for the first time this month. I thought this was really brilliant. She's created some architectural icons, and this was just
nice.
2 bricks. And with 2 bricks, you can see the Guggenheim Museum already just with 2 bricks, and they're both like the inside of the tire that you put inside of the the wheel that goes inside of the tire, and it's just 2 different sizes of them, and I was really blown away by how iconic it was and how efficient it was, just recreating that entire museum with just 2 bricks like that. Welcome, Brick Stop. Welcome, Have Studs Will Travel.
I had to like this one.
Oh, yes. I thought about you when I saw that one.
If anybody knows me, I'm big into pirates. And so when I saw this one from LJK_600, it's like, yep, this is a person after my own heart. 2 crossbones and a skull. And putting the title, and this goes back to how Photoshop can also enhance your photo, to say, okay, this is Pirates of the Caribbean and Skull and Crossbones. So that was really cool to see too.
I think I got one more that I want to share for today before we call it a day. Go over some final announcements and reminders. The one other thing that I think is really great that I want to encourage everybody to do is think about how you can incorporate your builds for this challenge with other builds you're working on or other challenges you're taking part in, or vice versa, using things that you've already been working on or other challenges you're taking part in. Use bits and pieces here and there to help fill in the gaps when you get stuck or you're coming up short on a certain day. This is an example of the first one, of taking something that you built for this challenge and incorporating it into something else. This is from Omvent Clods, which they are the winners of they're the winners of the food mascot minifigure photobomb challenge I did back in March, which is a mouthful.
Yeah, I remember that.
But their day 2 build was this soda can, and then the soda can became part of another build that they're doing for hashtag Lego July Dare, which is hosted by Nicole's Brick World and Geo the Brick Jedi and fam. And so, these 2 challenges are interacting with each other, and the builds that, they're taking a piece of a build that they did for something else and included it for their day 2 pieces. So feel free to sort of weave back and
Yeah, there's
forth
a
like
lot of
that.
challenges going on. There's the Lego July Dare that's going on, so hashtag Lego July Dare. There's also one I'm participating in, which is Let's Build Magic, which is the
Yes.
Brickanista is working on. So I'm looking at, similar to what you were saying, taking some existing parts from a build and incorporating it together so that it's you know, consolidated. So you know, because there's just only so many hours you have in a day. So trying to incorporate what you have for one challenge and putting it into another is absolutely allowable.
I just got a comment that asked if I encourage my students to participate, and that's a wonderful question. I have several students of mine at school that I love talking to because they love doing Lego as well, and we'll share pictures every once in a while. They'll come up to me and say, hey, look at this picture of something that I built at home, and I'll be like, oh great, here's a picture of something that I built at home. I haven't advertised these things to them just because it's something that I run out of one of my personal Instagram accounts, and it's just not advisable to try to like clue your students into your own social media. I try to stay away from that sort of thing, even though it is just my Lego account and not my personal account per se. I do, however, in the back of my head, you know, hope that maybe one of them finds this someday and it's like, oh, here's a cool challenge that I can take a part in. And one of my friends just tagged me in my chat in this challenge, and it sounds super cool. And wait a minute, is that my teacher? So, you know, maybe one day something like that will happen.
Hi, Robin Eklund. Thanks for joining. Yeah, we were just wrapping things up, but we're really excited that people have been participating, and it's not too late. You can always jump in anytime. And we're right now on day 3. So we are, in fact, I was late on posting my day 2. So I posted day 2 and day 3 together because they kind of went together anyway. So feel free to, you know, we're trying to encourage everybody to do every day. And some of you may be like Ms. Slow-Brickta who can do every day, but feel free to just post, even if you only post a few days. It's only if you want to qualify for the prize that you need to post at least 10. But we've had Lego Masters from the previous time in January who joined, and they did maybe 5 posts, which is fine. You know, you don't have to do 10. You can just do a few. Just if you're participating, then you're part of the Daily Brick Limit family. So we really encourage you to do that.
Keep up, speaking of the family, keep up the encouraging comments and every post that you see, you know, especially if it doesn't have any comments already, please, you know, leave some comments of encouragement and positivity to each other, because that's what makes this community special. And that's really going to help foster the environment that this has the potential to create. I think that we went over just about all the reminders, although I will say before we peace out that being day 3, today, if you're still wondering what to post, being day 3, this is the first day that you can post a full standard minifigure with legs, torso, and head. And tomorrow being day 4 is the first day that you can, within the limits of the competition, post a minifigure with hat, hair, or accessory. So just something to think about as we start getting higher up in the numbers of days and in the numbers of bricks. You know, our minifigure options start expanding starting now. So do with that what you will.
I told you I like pirates. So
yes.
This is my one of my sig figs is with a pirate hat on it. So
excellent.
You might see that for tomorrow, maybe.
Please remember to message us if you have any questions about how this works at all. Use the hashtag Daily Brick Limit. Tag the 2 of us. Tag 3 of your friends on your first post. That's one of the other eligibility requirements. And follow us so that we can keep in touch with you and, you know, have a blast moving forward from this. We're going to do these updates every Saturday at this exact same time. You can find the video on my Instagram page later, or you can find it on Brickanista's YouTube page. So definitely hop over and check that out. And I think that just about wraps things up for today, unless there's something that I'm forgetting announcement-wise.
I just wanted to reach out to people that if they wanted to communicate in between our updates too, that I do have a Discord server. So I'm going to set up a Daily Brick Limit section on the Discord server, and I'll be honest with you, it's still new, so there's not a lot there. But if you wanted to, we can have a hashtag daily brick limit section on my Discord server. So if you wanted to do that, you could go to my Instagram bio, and then it takes you to a link tree, and you should be able to find the Discord link there. So if you have any problems with that, let me know. But we're going to start that too as a way for our community to chat with each other some more.
I also, now that we're doing this, I want to encourage everybody to keep this in mind. We would love to share some of your builds on our Saturday updates like we did today. That was a lot of fun today, and it was a huge improvement on what we were able to do in January, where we're just sort of talking through some of the builds that we liked. We'd love to continue doing that, to actually continue showing your builds on our update streams. So if that's something you're not interested in, just because I know that some people that participate have their account set to private. If you're not interested in one of your posts being showcased on one of our Saturday update streams, just send us a message. That'll be the quickest and easiest way to let us know and say, hey, I appreciate it, but I'd rather not have my build shared on your update streams. That would be great. Just let us know ahead of time so that, we don't want to breach anybody's privacy settings, since privacy on social media is such a huge thing, and it's such an important thing to be able to stay in control of that. So,
Lego Space Geekus also wanted us to make sure we mention, and thank you so much for all the volunteers who've stepped forward, because as you know, we've had so many entries. I think we had, 1,200 entries last time. And for us, Joriel Builds and I, to keep up with doing all of the updates. So you will be seeing some volunteers who are putting in comments, so that way everybody gets some feedback. So if you don't see a comment from me or from Joriel Builds right away, or from the Daily Brick Limit account, it's not as if we are ignoring you. It's just that we just physically just can't get to everybody. So we've recruited a bunch of volunteers who are here to help. And I hope you understand. And we'll try to get to as many as we can.
And that's, another thing about that, about our support team. You might have seen some people like Lego Space Geekus leave some comments like, hey, remember to use the hashtag for eligibility, or remember to tag so-and-so, or remember to do this. That's just another way of making sure that we can get as many people on our prize wheel at the end of the month as possible. Because when we go through these things, we're looking for, specific boxes to check off so that we can include as many people in that prize drawing as possible. So a huge shout out to our support team. And if you see somebody leave a comment on a post like, hey, make sure you're doing this, that's just them trying to make sure that we get you in the running for the prize giveaway at the end of the month. So, just take that as you will. It's not them being critical or anything. It's them doing their best to make sure that you've got that eligibility locked down. So.
Yeah, and we appreciate all the volunteers, and just everybody too who's just taking the time to build, because that takes effort too. We know that, and art is a very creative space to be in, and it takes a lot of energy. So thank you so much for taking the time to participate and giving us your artwork, because it's been just so, I don't know about you, Joriel Builds, but I know that when I see a lot of these builds, I'm inspired by so many people here. And thank you for all your comments. We're just hosting this. We're just like the people who are giving you the space to be able to share your work. And we're very excited about it.
Absolutely. So stay creative. Good luck. Have fun. Play well. And we'll see you right back here next Saturday. Thanks for tuning in.
Take care.
Bye, Brickanista. Nice talking to you.
Bye. Take care, Joriel Builds.
Yeah, you too.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
See ya.